Hi, well, here we are. We've pulled up at Starbucks on the outskirts of Leyland, just opposite the bobbin mill. This is an EG, a Euro Garages, and there's a charging installation going in here. This has been dragging on for absolutely ages. They started way before Christmas and they installed 3 dual bay 300 kilowatt chargers. And they gave 180 kilowatts either side. Some strange, yeah, it's not a 300, but you know what I mean. And that was but then they had all sorts of problems with the location. Apparently there was a little bit of land subsidence, the ground subsided, and it was a cause of major flooding. We did a video at the time that's like a big swimming pool in front of it. Well, they had to take everything out and dig up the ground, start again, put in proper drains. And when they came back, EG, Euro Group, they've done a deal with Tesla to buy the V4 chargers. So when they took the old ones out, they decided not to replace them, but they were going to put in some new V4 chargers. So these are the V4, 250 kilowatts, but unlike the ones that were in before, which were dual bay, and they only needed 3 chargers, 3 lots of cables, with the Tesla, they all have their own dedicated cable, and they have a much higher power, 250 kilowatts per bay. And they were also putting in 8, and 2 of the bays were on the opposite side. So they had to come back in and do a total rewire of everything. And I came in at the time. I've been back. I only live about 2 miles from here, so I've been back and forth many times, and we've been filming this one on and off for 6 months now. Anyway, they're pretty much finished. They're waiting now for the DNO to connect the power. They're in there at the moment. I've just been in and had a word with them. It's like old friends now. We see each other on a regular basis. And I'm just going to go in shortly. They're going to let me in on the site just to do a little bit of filming. Once they've got the van out of there, they don't want to be filmed. The engineer's actually working, or with the cabinets open, or with a van on site. But I respect that. But in return, what they'll do, they'll take the van out and let me just have a wander around and do some filming. So for you viewers, you're going to get a preview of what it is. I've literally just come from Houten Summit, where there's another installation of V4s, this time a Tesla supercharger. These are EVPoint. Now, just one thing I noticed, EVPoint is no longer EVPoint. So there'll be a process now. No doubt all of the locations will have to be rebranded. There's one just down the road at Rivington Services on the M61. A couple of others in Chorley, which are the garage service stations. So that looks like there's a big rebranding going on. So anyway, I'm just going to go in there shortly and do some filming, then I'll put this up as a progress report. But from my initial conversation, this is going to be live in a couple of weeks. We've been hearing that since before Christmas. But anyway, that then will give us a total of 8 V4s here and 15 at Houten Summit. So there's 23 V4 chargers going in here. Should be open to all. These will be open to all. And these are very good price as well. These are 65 pence. But the Tesla ones, they're the V4s, they should be open to all. Now, what we have is, that's the substation where the DNO will be bringing in the power. We then have communications and switchgear, and then the final Tesla cabinets, which match the Tesla chargers. This is not a Tesla site. This is an EV on the move site. It used to be EVPoint. They've rebranded. Here with 3 chargers, with 6 bays. It's now gone to 6 chargers with 6 bays, so that doubled up the wiring, but at the same time there was plenty of room opposite, so they've actually put in an extra 2 chargers over the other side. That involved rewiring while the ground was dug up. So we now have a total of 8 chargers going in. And the branding now, it's all in the company colours, which is the blue and the green. I think it's rather attractive. And these are advertised as up to 250 kilowatts. And it is now EV on the move. That's the new trading name for EVPoint. So these are going to be V4 chargers. I think there's probably going to be a rebranding, because when we look at the only one that's been uncovered, which is over the opposite side of the car park, it still says Tesla on it. And I don't think EV on the Move will be very keen on letting Tesla remain there. Anyway, that's another point. So this is a beautiful installation now. We've got 6. Just opposite is the bobbin mill. We've filmed there on many occasions, and they've just opened up 4 Osprey chargers, which are 75 kilowatts each, and they're pretty much ideally suited for pub use. These, I think they're anticipating people will stop off for a lot longer, and I'm told it's only a couple of weeks now before this is actually going to go live, although I've heard that so many times before. And of course, with these are operated by either the app or by a contactless terminal on the side, which is nice and low down. It's around about here. So these will be really easy. There's no big curb. You'll be able to get really close to them. The cable it's on this side. It comes out and it will reach right the way out to the edge here. So whatever car you have, wherever your charger port is located, if it's on the rear left, it will, you pull in forwards, it will reach to there. If it's on the rear right, it will reach to here. I have done this before and tested it. If it's on the front, you can either pull in forwards and it'll be front right or front left, or if you want to reverse in for a quick getaway, then the front, the cable will reach right the way to the front and you'll be able to use it. So these chargers are specifically designed so that whichever location your charger port is, you'll be able to reach with this one cable. It's an ultra lightweight cable. I'm just going to show you this over here. And you can see, because one of my pet gripes is always how heavy and thick the cables are. These are proprietary cooling method. I mean, look how thin this cable is. That is just amazing, and a really neat plug on the end of it. These are very, very different. There's no support for these. You know, the Osprey with the massive big spring overhead, you really don't need it. This is so light and flexible. It's just like a piece of wire. Not a big thick cable. These are water cooled, and that allows the thicker cable, or the thinner cable, to remain cool, and they've got a proprietary method for running the water through them. So this is it. So we're getting closer. So having just come from Walton Summit with the 15 Teslas, we're waiting for those to go live any week. These now are going to go live any week, so we're going to end up with 28 V4 chargers here, 23 V4 chargers in the next few weeks. And on both of these locations, we're going to try and find out exactly when they're going to open, and then we're going to probably do some sort of filming or grand opening session. And if we get advance notice, we will notify people that they can come and meet us here while we're filming. So that's it for now. We're going to sit and wait yet again, and hopefully this is going to go live June. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Dave.